And here we have it, guys, the contents of the advent calendar after 20 whole days of it. Looking really good. I especially like the fact that we have all the track now, we've got the buildings. There's really not all that much left. Guys, it is December 21st. That means we have 5 more days left of 25 days of suggestions, including today. That means we have 4 days, including today, left in the advent calendar. And I'm working hard to finish up my Cars Adventure season before Christmas and also get out my big holiday special. And I gotta say, I have really been enjoying this year's 25 Days of Suggestions, and honestly, I'm really gonna miss it. Anyway, guys, welcome back to yet another review, and to day 21 of 25 Days of Suggestions 2021. Lots of 1s and 2s in today's date, and in fact, it's all 1s and 2s. It's also the first day of winter, which I always kind of forget about because it's always freezing cold in the weeks leading up to the first day of winter, so the first day of winter itself is always kind of underwhelming. Today we're going to be taking a look at Brody Pace, a custom from Cars Adventures, suggested by Cars Ignite 95. Thank you so much for your suggestion, as always. Brody here was actually introduced in last Christmas's Cars Adventures season. He is the brother of Officer Patrick Pace, a Cars Adventures character I've had for several years now. Well, Patrick Pace is an additional police officer in Radiator Springs. It turned out he had a brother named Brody, who was a professional off-road sort of mud racer type character. And to make him, I of course used a spare mud racer of Cruise that I had. You see, when I first bought the mud racer Cruise, I repainted part of her to make it into a Chicks Picks Cruise. At the time of my Cars Adventures series, Cruise of course raced for Chick Hicks. And the blue on her was replaced with purple and all that. So when the mud racers were first coming out, I bought a second Cruise and replaced her blue with purple, replaced the 51s with 86s, just in case I wanted to adapt the mud race in the future. But I still haven't adapted the mud race, and at the end of 2019, Cruise was redeemed in Cars Adventures, so she was no longer evil. So I just kind of had this useless Cruise laying around. So I made it into Brody here. Anyway, though, we'll take a closer look at him in just a minute. But first, we got to open up today on the advent calendar. Isn't that right, Creepy Santa? Yeah, that's right. So today, of course, is day 21. Yesterday, we had the little snow plow that can fit on the minis. Today, I'd assume we'll be getting the snow ball for them to push. Let's see. Yep. No surprise there, honestly. In fact, I can very easily predict what's in the rest of these days. Anyway, though, here is the snowball. It's actually not fully round, it's flat on the bottom. I really do like the detailing and the texturing to make it look like an actual snowball. You can have McQueen push it around, of course, but again, it's sort of supposed to lay on this part, which is flatter than the rest of it. Yeah, you can push it around, maybe it'll roll a little. Really not all that much to say. It's a cute accessory. I definitely really like that snowplow, so I think it's nice that they put something that you could push with it. Although, of course, you could push basically anything with the snowplow, like Mater. Anyway, though, moving on to Brody Pace here. This guy's one of my all-time favorite customs, and it's kind of a shame. I feel I've really forgotten about the fact that I ever even made him. He wasn't in Cars Adventures all that much last year. I did bring him back for this year's Christmas season, though. He's just been in a few episodes. I think he's only been in 2. I don't really have plans for him for the rest of the season. But, he's a character that I really should use a bit more. I really, really like him. Actually just repainted over Cruise's eye expression to make his expression. So that's why I'm sort of looking off to the side there. Really like his color scheme with the green, blue, and black. Sort of side plates there, I fully painted black. Wheels, I actually kept Cruise's original blue, but I painted around them in black. You've got the BP writing there, of course, for Brody Pace. His little sidebars. I'm not that good with the terminology of, the mud racer, so I'm sorry if I call anything the wrong thing. I like what I did here with this black outline and the blue. Usually, whenever I review a custom, I'm pretty harsh on it, talking about all the things that look bad or that I need to change. In the case of Brody, I honestly think he still looks really good. If I could paint under the spoiler there, get rid of that yellow, I would, but unfortunately I can't. Got the blue on the back as well, with another black stripe that goes on the edges too, to sort of you know, finish it off. It's not supposed to have carried over the whole side, or else I would have painted it in like that. Here's a look at the other side, and funny story about the base of this car. In order to get the sideboards painted better, I actually took them off, and in order to do that, I had to rip off part of the base, as you can see. So this now just kind of comes apart. It's actually very securely in there, but it come off on both sides, and if I want to put this back in, I just slip it back in there, which I think is pretty funny. There's never been a time where I intentionally remove the sideboards there, but they do come off, just like how Brody came off of my shelf. But yeah, they do come off like that. But as you can see, he fell off. It's a little dusty now, but side piece stayed on. So they are very securely in there. It's just that they come off now. Or well, I had to make them come off so that I could paint that area better. There we go, back on nice and securely. I also forgot to mention a detail I really like about this guy. I actually painted his mud flaps in black. But there we go, we are of course back to the front, which means we're done. Anyway guys, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye now.